How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here. Welcome to my Tiny Wars Tournament 1 replay commentary. I have decided that I will go back through the old tournament games that I never really got to review, and then hopefully in the future we'll just keep going through all the tournament games and eventually we will be able to catch up. But in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and start with the very first tournament. It was called Tiny Wars Tournament 1. Tiny Wars Tournament 1 was technically not the first tournament. The first tournament was the Tiny Wars Open 1 that CJ and I both started and commentated every single game. And then the tournaments were able to be played on the website. And so this is technically the first tournament on the website and not off of like a third party like Challenge or something. So what I have picked out is that I have picked out some games that are from each round. I have done 2 replay commentaries of this first tournament, the first 2 that I made. And then round 3 will just be I'll just review one round, one game of each round for this tournament, and I guess we'll finally see some recognition for what this tournament was. So we are going to take a look at round 3. Alright, so let's see here. Tiny Wars screen, here we go. Alright, might need to adjust a few things a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to adjust a few things. I feel like I should bring myself up just a little bit. Feels really awkward just being like all the way down there. Hey. Alright, guys and gals, this is round 3 of the Tiny Wars Tournament 1, and let's see if I can find the map. I haven't done this in a while. Oh dear, I forgot how to find the map name. This will be a while. Oh no, dang, I'm dumb. Did I really just forget the name of this map? I did forget the name of this map. Whoops. 1 second. Oh, here we go. The name of the map is just Category 1, designed of Bastis cookies. The turn thing is irrelevant here. So it is a 3 base map. We got a base over here, one by the HQ, and one that's kind of separated off, cut off by the river, but they still have access to the center, and they're also very close to the airport. I think the airport is like kind of hotly contested because this base is already online for both players, so they could maybe go to the airport and interrupt, while the other side needs to send a unit through here, like around here, cross the river, and then get the base, and then it will eventually be unlocked after like 2 or 3 turns because it's capture, and then they can move off. And then they could go for the airport, but there could be some pressure that goes on and see if the airports will be contestable or not. There are 2 radars in the center that do give you vision, but remember, in Tiny Wars you do not get vision through properties and forest. You have to be adjacent to them or use something like a flare to see them. But yeah, we got temporary airports, 4 cities in the center. Very feels kind of tight now that I look at it. But yeah, the game that I decided to choose to watch was Mini Nini and Matemon. They both picked interesting COs. Mini Nini is playing as Brenner, and this is before any nerfs or buffs were implemented, I think. But yeah, we have normal Brenner, zone radius of 3, and gives 10% offense, 30% defense to all units in the zone. And the Scop is to plus 10% offense, 30% defense, and heals for 3 HP for all the units. Going back to Will, played by Matemon, has a radius of 2, a little smaller than Brenner. Really strong day-to-day of just having, well, 10% for everything, and then additional 20% for ground direct units. This is really nice for tanks, infantry, mechs, especially with the mechs, because he gives all those ground units plus 2 movement if he uses his power. So definitely a strategy there. So we have like almost like the ultimate offense versus the ultimate defense. So it'll be interesting to see who wins in this bout. Alright, so without further ado, let us review round 3. So Mini Nini is going to start off with just 2 infantry. Can't really afford anything else. Would be interesting to get some bikes so they could like capture some properties turn 1, but maybe Nini might go back 1 and try to get the property here, and as I predicted, he does exactly that, and this infantry definitely needs to go for that base. So we do have a little bit of similarities going on. Of course, player 2 gets that extra infantry, so they're able to start capturing properties around the HQ. A nice little 4 chain here, if I'm going to be honest, and there's like a little chain here as well. Once an infantry gets off on 1 turn, they could go bang, 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 and then go for one of these 2. Or if they're feeling ambitious, maybe go bang, 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 bang. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains? But that is way too slow for 1 infantry to commit. And most likely there's going to be some other units to try to get that as well. So Nini's almost there, getting that base. And then Matemon will be getting that base first because they have that extra infantry. And we see Matemon send this infantry here. It could go for either this property and then move forward. And like, see what I mean by how closely contested this airport could be. I'm like, do some property skips and then it'll be like really close. But yeah, definitely do not take too long on that airport. I think if you lose both airports, then you're just gonna have a really, really hard time trying to deal with it. Unless you like, I don't know, maybe have like, you'd have like a missile here, and then you'd need a flare or have an infantry stand on the mountain. You'd need like 2 infantry, because like 1 to reveal and then 1 to start capturing, so you don't build anything on the airport to block it. Just a funny little side things. And we see Matemon going for the city down here rather than up there. I think that's what this infantry's job will be. And then I could probably see maybe this captures this and then goes for the radar, and this captures this and then goes here and then goes for one of these 2 properties the following turn. So we have the first bike. Actually, no, Mini Nini built the first bike on the previous turn. This is on turn 4. Could see it going here, and then be curious to see where else it goes. So they capture the 2 cities at the same time. At least one of them is going to be able to get a chain going. And we just see infantry for the rest of Nini's builds. Matemon built 2 bikes actually, and that's actually a little chain itself. It could go capture this and then go capture this, but then it can't do anything about that airport because it is on wheels. And as we all know, wheels cannot do anything in Advance Wars. In mountains, of course. So, we have Matemon 2 turns away from their airport, and Mini Nini is doing the same thing, and they have a tank up by their isolated base on the river, by the river here. Be curious to see where it goes from there. Maybe because the tank is just closer, like it's already in like these forests. It can actually go past one of the forests after its first turn, so maybe there'll be some pressure applied at the top for Mini Nini, and Matemon might start fighting for the bottom side, which is kind of interesting because you have this city here. It could go here and then maybe capture it too, or it could go here and then just like capture, like go around, go past it and capture it. Sorry about that, everyone. Alright, so now we see a mirrored tank at the bottom here. for Matemon. And Mini Nini has 2 infantry primed to capture those bottom cities. And Mini Nini has the tank with the defense radius in position, able to start giving off its effect the next turn. So we have the airport being captured, and the tank is in the exact same spot. And here we actually see some like the bike already capturing the city, and it is getting that small defense boost, as you can see here, an additional 10%, so putting it at 30% because cities are only 2 terrain stars. But yeah, here we see that this is a 30-30, and I'm pretty sure that neither of them can see each other. So this is Mini Nini's POV, this is Matemon's POV, and they actually can see the infantry here. So Matemon has the first sight on a unit, and they gotta be careful. Definitely set up for some kind of defensive posture, just to protect that bike and whatever could be happening. So we have a tank on the isolated base. So yeah, so I know this is the isolated base, but yeah, we have, I'll call this the river base, isolated base, HQ base, just for the sake of simplicity. So they walk by the city, and as I predicted, Mini Nini goes for the 2 cities up here because they have a base that is pretty close here. I mean, this is, the isolated base is also close, but it's closer to the airport for Nini, so that'll work out for him. And yeah, they have the tank move in and get the first strike on that bike. So Nini's revealed their tank, and Nini tried to get some intel off of this airport down here. So mirroring that, Matemon next turn needs to capture the city, so they will not know how far Nini is on their airport progression. Nini has the information, Matemon does not. Now it's Matemon's turn on turn 8. So they decide to fall back because that tank is like, what is it? Hold on, I have to guess. Like 60 defense? 80 defense, right? I was off because I forgot about the veteran bonus. That tank now down here has 80% defense, and it's hidden and has like 30% offense. So yeah, you do not want to attack into that, even if there isn't a chain. There is no chain, so Matemon could have gone for an attack and then maybe get a chain, but yeah, I don't think that attack would have worked out. See if I could find the calculator here. So then if I need a switch, so actually let's put the tank here, and it would have attacked on a city, and we're gonna switch the attacker, and so it would be like 70% on 5 HP, 30% on like 6 HP, and even with a tank chain. So let's say it does go down to 5 HP. Okay, let's see here. So 1 second. So if we swapped, I'm just trying to think what the counterattack would look like. Oh no, the counter. Oh, I'm sorry. The counter is the counterattack is what the defending tank would have to do. So let's say it would do 2 damage. Does 2 damage back. So this is like, let's say 80, and then this is like down to 50. Oh, my bad. Down to 50. Confirm. We switch, and then yeah, it'd just be, maybe Matemon could have maybe had some chance. There was potential there, but with limited information, it's most of the time better to be safe than sorry. So now we see a flare coming from Matemon, and now Nini has 2 cities captured in the center. I wonder if, let's see what the radar gives off. Nothing actually. This is currently Matemon's vision, so the radar doesn't really give off anything. So we're already looking at Nini's POV. My apologies. Interesting to see the mech coming from Nini because Nini doesn't have the CO that can move mech movement. Alright, so now we're seeing a swap down here coming from Matemon attacking the bottom side, trying to get the city in the corner here. Luckily, just one space off away from the mech. That would have been really interesting to see if the mech could get the hit here. Unfortunately, the tank would not be able to attack from the forest because that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movement. We do got the tank here, so it is very possible we could have maybe seen like the tank go over here, and then maybe the mech gets like some kind of boost. If the tank was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, just one space away, and the game could have ended there. It really could have ended there, but nope, just needed to make an attack, and also would have been exposed to a forest in a city, which I don't think Matemon would want to do to their CO unit anyways. So, now we see that Mini Nini is actually on the verge of getting all 4 properties in the center, and we see the first air unit coming from Mini Nini in the form of a battlecopter on turn 10. Coming from the top, and we have a recon from Matemon from the previous turn. There is a flare here. The flare is really nice. The recon is not outclassed by the flare. Like, the flare only has 2 vision itself, and then it could give off the additional vision, but only on your turn. The nice thing about a recon compared to a flare is that it will always have its 5 vision. So it acts like a mobile radar, because like the radars here give 5 vision. So say if this recon ever went like over here in this spot, it will be its own radar, getting a bit more additional information on the opponent's turn, which a flare would not be able to do. So let's see how Matemon responds. Okay, so they get the center there, and they're using the willpower immediately, getting that insane 8 damage, and they're currently at 18 charge. Mini Nini is currently at 14 charge, and I don't think we will be seeing any additional attacks from here. Matemon has been able to secure, not secure, but they were able to interrupt one of the cities, and they're most likely going to get this city at the bottom here. Currently, Mini Nini is ahead 21 to 18. That could be 20 to 19, which is definitely a much better gap than the previous one, obviously. So, Mini Nini is currently at 20, needs to get one more full unit kill, or equivalent to a full unit kill to increase their zone by 1. And they build the anti-air. It might probably just a good call by Nini to get that anti-air ready. Unfortunately, there's like 2 units that will be damaged that can get a free hit, unless if Matemon ever attacks here or here, then that anti-air can cover. But with a battlecopter, you want to at least protect your air units, because they're most vulnerable to said anti-air. This copter doesn't help either. And also, I noticed a base skip coming from Matemon. They didn't have any additional funds, so they couldn't build 2 infantry, so they opted to go for a bike. I guess they felt that they need to get an airport, to get an air unit, because it can actually cover the units at the bottom. And Matemon is currently at 27, now 34. Now they have the +1 zone. The zone size is finally matching Brenner's, and they get that mech hit. Oh, that is crazy. And then they're going to get the first strike there, 8 to 5. That is 30 additional attack, attacking the tank here. So Matemon gets the first strike and is kind of winning at the bottom, and they're actually able to start capturing the 2 properties at the bottom side. And Matemon actually has the full zone, but the units are right in front of Mini Nini's CO unit. Could they possibly get 30 this turn? I mean, get to 60. So they have 30, 43, 48, 53. A few more damage. He's got it. He's got it. He's got the repair. He's got the defense boost for all the units, and he retaliates. Able to stop, protect one of his own cities. That is a strong retaliation. And they were able to actually keep their anti-air in a safe place. But there is a will unit right here. They could attack the anti-air, but then there's a copter here. So Matemon's the one that needs to act on this frontier. Let's see how Matemon responds. 4 units behind. Alright, gets that hit. And captures another city. Nice distraction. Getting all these hits, not popping the power. Now they're popping the power. Oh no, they get trapped. Unfortunate. Okay, so this could have been interesting. Would have been interesting to see. Sorry. Oh, actually no, I forgot. Properties are hidden. It was already there. It was an ambitious play, I guess, so I can respect that. And unfortunately, Matemon has no information on this artillery that is not only protecting this infantry, but also protecting this city. And yet they still go in knowing there is a battle copter up there. And so they get the first strike on the copter, not as high, because there's a defense boost for Mini Nini there. So we have like the consecutive supers, anti-air, tank, and recon. Let's see how Mini Nini responds, needing the tank to interrupt that city. So it's one less tank that Matemon has to deal with. But the weakened copter, weakened anti-air, able to finish off that copter, gets the charge already at 38, 42 charge. The charge is building up so quickly. Unfortunately, cannot get that one hit. Would have been cool though. Copter stays on the mountains because 1, it's safe, and 2, prevents any unit from capturing the airport. I assume Nini doesn't want to build another air unit at this time. Builds a backup anti-air and continues to build tanks. Flare getting off all division they can, and the attack boost is just not. It actually is going through, but this one was actually protected by Brenner's zone just at the very edge. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 because they're currently at 50. And remember, they get charge on the clapback if they're ever in the zone. Right now they're at 54 as we see Mini Nini. It's possible we might see a second power coming up right away, and we have the war tank from Matemon. I think I remember a short about like a war tank jump scare or a mega tank jump scare. It might have been Matemon actually. I can't remember. Oh my god, the sacrifice. How much did that do? So this is currently at 97, and it dropped it down to 94. Yes, Tiny Wars does show you HP by the hundreds, which is really, really nice for getting chip damage wall breaks. But it's possible this could die. Maybe you could send in that copter. That copter could do a little bit of something. Nope. Just goes in with the tank. Kills that copter. And the CO unit is gone for Matemon. They have the zone radius, but they're not going to use it. Oh, nice artillery. Actually, really nice artillery placement. Look at this. They could cover these 3 units and this 4th one, technically. If it doesn't attack from the city. This one, unfortunately, is gone. But I only see 1 tank and a war tank from Matemon. Mini Nini he's got himself a good lead here. Alright, Matemon. Let's see how you do. So, I also noticed Mini Nini has the temp airport while Matemon does not. So, a nice fallback. Not using the war tank as the CO unit. Interesting. It does take up a bunch of their funds. They were around at like 17, 18. So that would have been like 10k funds left. They'd have to build like a tank, infantry. But we see a mech here. So, makes sense for Matemon here, because the mech can get a movement boost. So Mini Nini's getting information, sees that the radar and the city are empty, and another power pop. An offensive. I completely forgot the name of the original names of the supers. I'm so sorry. An offensive Brenner power. Never thought I'd see it. Okay, so went on the offense a little bit, and now they're posturing. They are putting themselves in a significantly closer spot. That artillery down here covering a lot of the units. And we see a little bit of a push coming up from the top. There is a tank that could probably deal with the tank. Ooh, maybe we could see a trap. Can we see a trap? No, we cannot see a trap. Yeah, risky idea to do a trap, because you can have like the anti-air here. Even if the tank attacks first, the tank could just hit, and then the copter could damage the anti-air. But the anti-airs are a little tankier to air units in this game, so looks like yeah, just getting the information, trying to hold the city. Alright, so Mini Nini is able to get that city back. Oh, I just noticed they've been even on income this whole time with this city capture here. So 3 damage on that war tank, 2 damage. Nini, you are the defense CO. You are going on the offense. Wow, gets the flare too. Are you gonna capture the radar just to force him to do something? Would be funny. But I guess they could see that the bike can do that job. Now we see a medium tank coming from Mini Nini here on the river base. Alright, so yeah, that war tank is yeah, good luck trying to run away, buddy. Alright, uses the bike to get the double attack boost here. Put themselves at 25. Unfortunately, unable to get more charge from this position. Would be nice to get that 3 tile radius. And attacking, just trying to do as much damage as they can. But yeah, that war tank is gone. Why not get a second one? Is Nini gonna be like stopping the river base here? And here we see Matemon doesn't go for an airport because there's a copter right there. Nini could have move this infantry off the mountain, off the city into the mountain, and then get the first strike there. But I think this city is worth it for Nini, so I'm sure he's going to make that capture, and he absolutely does. 22 to 18 is the income difference. We have a veteran tank going in deep. Copter gets promoted. Another power from Mini Nini. Again, it just heals and gives defense. It's a really good power though. I'm not trying to sell it short. It is an amazing power. One of the reasons why Brenner is so good in this game. Will is good too. So yeah, we have like 2 like high tier COs, or like top tier COs basically. There's a few broken ones. But yeah, could have blocked, but too risky to do that anyways. Now Nini has doesn't have the intel on the base, but whatever comes out of it, Nini can see. So we have that copter hit. 38-43. Are we going to see a power counterattack from Matemon? And we do. Not many units to attack though. Just trying to move the units forward. Missiles. And we have the resign from Matemon, and Mini Nini wins round 3 of the Tournament 1 game. Wins round 3 of the Tournament 1 game. Pretty interesting game. That's the reason why I picked this one. So let's see here. So it was a very normal start. And eventually we're going to have the bases through here. The tanks actually come in at the same time. And Mini Nini, able to get some of the information, was able to attack first. So although Matemon was able to get information on this infantry first, he wasn't able to act on it. Mini Nini was able to act on the infantry here and puts himself in a very powerful position. It's hidden. It has 80 defense because of all the defense bonuses being stacked onto each other. Matemon, I did mention about like a potential tank chain. Like I could see Matemon on the city, or like maybe like a unit gets information, Matemon on the city attacks this, and then the tank chain can come in, and Nini doesn't have a tank chain themselves, but again, it's understandable why a move like that wasn't made, because there's like not a lot of information. They decide to pull back a little bit. Mini Nini has a significant number of units on these cities and is able to capture. And then Matemon shifts their focus towards the bottom side, which does actually able to allow them to get this city down here and then put them even on income after they capture this city here. But yeah, I guess like slightly over time, Mini Nini just had the income advantage, and then yeah, they just had the cities. So I think Matemon here on turn 11 actually goes in and does a significant amount of damage, and Mini Nini was able to act on it just halfway through a power, and they were able to actually get it this turn. And yeah, it's just burst, like a burst of energy going on here. It gets that hit, and then not only repairs for 3, but it repairs to full next turn when you put it on the city. Yeah, Nini just had plenty of units that turn to try to counteract that attack that Matemon started, and I think this is the turn where things just kind of snowballed for Mini Nini here. They tried to stay and fight, but then Mini Nini's able to get some kills, and then there's a little bit of a scuffle. Mini Nini is able to clean up with most of the units that are up here. So you have like units on this side, units over here, just closed in together, and they were able to get ahead. The war tank was desperate, understandable, but it just took a lot of hits, and then it just kind of fell apart. So congrats to Mini Nini, moving on to round 4. Matemon, good game in round 3. You really did try your best. I would say you've probably done better than what I would have done. I mean, you did, because I'm out of the tournament at this point. Alright, so I'm going to go look for the round 4 game here. What was I going to have for round 4? One second. I have some notes here. Round 4 was this game. Okay. I'm hiding the screen because because they give away the winners. Right, round 2, round 3, round 4. Round 4 was this game. I'm still a little sick, guys, so please bear with me. And we have a significantly smaller map here. I could maybe boost myself up here. I don't mind moving all this. So what's the name of this map? This map is Meteor Switch. Sorry, guys, I'm still a little sick. Oh, man. I hope I recover soon. Alright, guys, the name of the... Alright, guys and gals, the name of the round 4 map is Meteor Switch. It is a 3-base map with the airport in an awkward spot. Definitely going to need to break the meteors because they act like pipe seams in Advanced Wars by Web. And there's like a few like bridges they'd have to go around before moving through. There are the radars on the side. There are 4 comm towers actually. So if you're behind on comm towers, it's going to be a little rough for you. It's just as painful if you are a it's just as painful if like you are behind like 2 comm towers in Advanced Wars by Web. Being behind on towers in Days of Ruin, just as painful. just as painful. We have the bases covered by the gunboats here, not black boats, gunboats. They cannot attack anything except other other naval units, and they actually do a significant amount of damage. So it just sucks when something that's worth 6,000 does something to your, like, I think 28,000, 25,000 battleship. Yeah. So I know a mirror match isn't really that exciting, but I did like skim through this game and did find it a little more amusing than the other games. So we have a custom CO. The Tiny Wars is kind of well known for that. We have Lee. Lee has a zone radius of 3, expands just as normal, the cost is normal, and the day-to-day is that all units in the zone get the 10% offense and defense, as well as +1 movement, which creates some interesting capture phases. I think it definitely, to get the maximum and to get the best out of Lee, you are going to need to like do a lot of practicing and just knowing how to position your units just to get that +1 extra range on a property, and getting that sweep in the capture game could potentially get you a much better position, or maybe even win the game from there. So yeah, Lee, I would say definitely a big brain CO in my opinion. Really scary to come across. And the scob is that I think in this version gives them +2 movement whenever they use their power, so almost like an adder power, nothing special. 10% offense, 10% defense. But yeah, I don't think the super is great. You know, it's good, but I think the day-to-day is what makes Lee very scary, because getting that +1 movement is going to happen a lot more often than getting a +2 movement from your super. That's going to matter a lot. So those are the COs. We have Rush FTK and Volsung in this round 4 game. So let's go ahead and get to it. There's no changing music, unfortunately. I'm very sorry about that. Is there a way I could do that? I don't think there is a way. Oh, I could probably change it here. What's this one? You know, let's go. Oh no. Maybe I have to double click it. Alright, so we have this song here. Oh no, it's just gonna change it back. Alright, never mind. That was a waste. So yeah, sorry about the repeating songs here. But yeah, we have the bases being captured. Infantry can thankfully cross through the rivers, so the only thing that has to go around the rivers are just vehicles. And I definitely predict we're going to see an artillery, because not only are there airports back there, but there is a city. And here we see already an interesting move coming from a Lee CO. We have the infantry on the river. No, we have a CO on the infantry. That means that these kind of move at full movement here. Like, these are going to move at full movement through the river. I think I did see a base skip though, so maybe a little early, or maybe worth it. Oh no, we have Rush FTK doing the same thing. I apologize for missing that. And they base skip as well. I guess the earlier you get Lee out with the +1 movement, the better it is. And this bike is actually going to be able to go through more, I guess, because they do kind of get slowed down by shoals. Yes, that's a shoal, but it's called beaches. They cost 2 movement for bikes to go through. So we just have like normal proceedings, and keeping the CO units in the bases that matter. And we have a recon here. That recon also gets slowed down by shoals, I think. Actually, no, I have to double check that. Recon does, actually. So yeah, it is going to be slowed down by the shoal tiles there. And yeah, the movement that just comes out of there is just like already insane. So our first vehicle of this game is not an artillery, but is a recon. Makes a lot of sense for how big this map is, and since they're both playing Lee, they know that each of them have potential to just fan out super far away. So yeah, and we even see like Rush moving his units back, moving a CO unit back just to boost the infantry coming out of the bases there. And we have that recon going all the way at the top. Unfortunately, nothing to stop right now, but I guess if they just like see any of Rush's units coming in, they could see it. Alright, so now we have the second vehicle of the game, and that is coming from Volsung with the tank. I say vehicle, even though bikes are technically vehicles. There's still like units that you would expect to see in a capture phase. Building a unit just means that, alright, this is what your move is going to be, and Rush FTK can actually afford a tank, and they do so building that tank. And unfortunately, that recon is a little too late to try to interrupt that comm tower. However, I don't think it is too late for it to start harassing units. Like, it could definitely stay and attack something, but Volsung does not know that. And funny enough, in the exact same spot on the opposite side, we have Rush FTK with a bike trying to go for that comm tower capture. So they each have one. Actually, no. Rush. I'm so sorry. Rush FTK has two. Volsung just got their second one, and yeah, that recon just falls back because they do not know what's safe. The other best thing they could do if they're not going to interrupt or just harass an infantry is that they could just sit on the city, get some passive vision, and just block anything capturing. Alright, so we have looks like we're seeing a tank chain, a lot of base skipping on this map, holy crap. And so far no one's made a move to get the airport, but here we see Rush FTK gets the first attack on the bottom right, getting that first kill, taking 2 damage in return. And here we see the tank is now in range to cover all of the units there, up on the top side. Everything is staying close to the Lee infantry. Volsung has a few units around. Let's see what they do. So they have a few tanks up top, and again the recon just continues to block cities, preventing them from capturing. This infantry is in range. They're both in range. The recon and the infantry are in range of the tank, so that is really nice to see. But it is possible that Rush FTK could just interrupt that capture and then have something sit on top of the city, and then that tank would no longer want to attack it unless it's an infantry, and then they have 2 infantry to capture and then sit on the tank. But here we see another attack and another kill from Rush FTK, and that recon actually gets that block, so get some value off that recon. Let's go. That tank comes into vision and they get that hit, just a hit. Nothing is on that city, but it is an infantry, so maybe it's a sacrifice they're willing to take. And now we see some tanks fanning out from Rush FTK on that bottom side. So we have Volsung getting that vision and that recon getting that first strike on that city. Kind of interesting to think about, like moving units by hidden terrain just to get that vision. It's funny to think about how Lee can actually enable that just a bit more, and like maybe allow some of the units to be in a safe position when they're scouting out areas. So props to Volsung for, maybe it wasn't like that important, but it definitely props to them for like showing me that that's definitely an option to do if you're playing as Lee. So that tank moves in, gets that strike on the bike, gets... Oh, they're actually at 9 and 10 in terms of power. So that tank in the center right here is actually a free hit. I guess they see that there's like 1 or 2 tanks already on this side, so they're willing to make that sacrifice. And it is in range of another tank, so the more I look at this tank attack, the more it makes sense. Again, just doing a lot of neutral city blocking, preventing Rush FTK from getting hits, and wow, looping around the recon. That is disrespectful, and leaving the tank open as well. That is leaving the tanks open to the cities. That is a little scary. And so far no hits on the meteor. That's honestly a little surprising. I could probably guess why. I think it's the right way to say it, because I think I could be wrong, but I think if these meteors are destroyed, these plasmas do not disappear. It's a super plasma, and yeah, I think super plasma means that it's not going to go away when a meteor dies. I think just regular plasma, the how do I get information? Like the regular plasma. Nope, that's the war room stuff. the war room chat stuff. Terrain doesn't show, but yeah, just like the regular plasma, the blue one might go away when a meteor dies. The super plasma, I think, acts like pipe seams, and so the problem with this airport is that not only do you need a meteor to try to break it, but you have to choose which side you even want to break it from. Like, do you want it to go up? Do you want it to go right? And even it has to loop around the plasma. So to move just 2 tiles, it will need 1, 2, 3, 4, like almost double moving 4 just to get an air unit out of there. And because it's in the corner, because it's surrounded by super plasma, I think the airport to these players might just be so weak that it is not worth it for them to get that extra 2k income, use a unit to just sit there blasting away at meteors, and then like sending another unit back there to just start capturing it. I think it just comes off as a super weak airport for these players, and I think that is exactly why they're not going for it. But let's see here. Resuming to the action up top, we have not capturing the city, actually going for a hit. Makes a lot of sense. You know, I can see myself capturing that city because I just like using it as a distraction. And I don't know if those temp airports were neutral at the start of the game, but it's kind of funny to see them capturing it. Kind of is funny. It's funny. You see the temp airport being captured before the actual airport. So it looks like we see a sacrifice up top, and we're getting that first strike on the city, and unfortunately Volsung is not getting any charge off of that. I guess that's the cost for putting your infantry, or putting your CO on an infantry. And it looks like we're getting some threatening captures at the bottom. So now we have 2 cities under threat, and we see the artillery coming from Volsung on turn 12. It's currently turn 13, but let's see what Volsung does with that artillery. But here we see that Rush has gotten a first strike, no, not the first zone expansion up there, and is currently capturing a city and has trapped the tank. Back at the bottom side, we have Rush FTK capturing that city at the bottom, right in the face of 3 tanks that I'm pretty sure, it shows that he sees all of them. And we have a 4th tank coming in, actually able to cover these 2, but there's no need for coverage right now. I was gonna say if that tank went in, then there's a need for coverage. So that Doom tank at the top is trying to do as much damage as they can. Yeah, it is unfortunate to see that tank like trapped up there. Volsung is losing a tank to a bunch of infantry and another tank. And here we now see that Volsung is getting their charge in, just 2 more until they could get the zone expansion, triple or double artillery, and they had the medium tank the other turn. I missed that as well. But yeah, this artillery being positioned here, I'm pretty sure he's going for that airport. So I think they've wanted to secure the contested properties first, and then they can worry about the meteors back here. Because yeah, we have this captured. This is going to be captured. This is captured as well. And like we have here, here, and here. Oh wow. We have this one goes to black. This one goes to black. This one goes to black, and this one very likely going to black as well. So I think Rush is in a comfortable position to invest in an artillery to start breaking the meteor, I think. And here we see Volsung like really desperately. I think this is like triple artillery is like a very desperate, oh, I need the airport now. I need the airport like sooner than Rush to try and fight back and maybe get the bottom side. Because I feel like the bottom side is currently the stronger side for Volsung here. And yeah, here we have the artillery actually in a spot where it could decide whether either side to shoot. But I think most likely we're probably going to see the artillery moving north from the bottom side. Alright, so back up to top for Volsung here. How much damage does a normal artillery do? It is double comm tower, so it took it took 49 damage. Took 49 damage. So double artillery, so double comm tower means a double artillery hit, and I think an infantry could just finish that off, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unfortunately isn't enough for that bike to capture, unfortunately. So we have 3 units capturing at the bottom here. I'm so sorry I missed that, but it just exposes the CO unit. Actually, hold on a second, this might actually be pretty clever of Volsung here. Make the capture, bait a tank in. There's 5 tanks here. Rush sees that. I don't know if they're going to want to move in with the rest of the tanks. Like that cannot hit, unfortunately, unless this dies. 2, 4, 6. It could do that. And then just maybe attack some more. Send in your other tanks as reinforcement. But if this infantry, it can move in, get that hit, and then that bike would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in range to capture that airport. Let's see if Volsung does that. Whether it was a clever accident or it was on purpose, who knows? But I'll give Volsung some credit here. They've made it to round 4 of the tournament 1 of Tiny Wars. We didn't have a tournament name for it yet, unfortunately. I think eventually we do, but right now it's just called Tournament 1. So yeah, just slowly inching up, letting Volsung have one of the properties. They're currently 22 to 18. They're okay being 21 to 19. So we have that loop for the vision, and we have that city being captured. Gets rid of the bike, attacks that infantry. All solid terrain for the tanks to be on. Maybe not this one, but oh, definitely not this one here. But instead, we see the bike. We see the CO being put on the bike. Makes sense to me because, you know, the bike has more movement, gives it more opportunity to spread itself out and allow most units to start moving. However, I could see this bike maybe spending time to go back here. So it's like 2 turns, it's going to be stuck back there. But is that what Volsung plans to do? Is he just going to keep the CO unit away just for an airport to be captured a turn sooner? No, they don't go for that, actually. They do not go for that. They want their bike and artillery to move out much sooner. So yeah, let's see how Rush responds to this. Gets that tank hit, reveals the unit in the forest. Airport is finally open for Rush FTK, and I was right. Super plasma do not go away after a meteor break. After a meteor breaks, only the blue normal plasma. Oh, that tank up top getting in that hit. I did not see that myself. Unfortunately, that tank survives. And now we're starting to see Rush's CO unit make a move towards that bottom side. And there's just like, how many tanks are down there? Okay, now that moved 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tanks! 9 of them already here! This is crazy! 9 tanks! If anyone's new to Advance Wars and they want to know what unit you need to build the most, it's infantry and tanks. And that's some anti-air. Hello, Molly Swag. Oh wow, perfect. I was just mentioning new players. Hey, cool to see you live. Any suggestions for someone who's never played a real online match, new to DOR and Tiny Wars, so you've been feeling everything out in single player? Alright, so the interesting thing about single player, Molly Swag, is that the AI is not really that great in single player. But there are plenty of basic tips that I can list off the top of my head to help out a new player. One, always build your infantry, or always build from a base. Do not base skip. If you have 2 or 3 bases and you have 7k and you want to build that tank, even though I literally just said build tanks because they're their most versatile, most abundant units in Advance Wars, build units to fill out your bases. You do not want to base skip. That's number one. If you want to go recon infantry, if your plan is to go aggressively, go ahead, build the recon infantry. But step 1, never skip bases. Step 2, or tip number 2 would be I guess to always keep your units protected. I guess here we can see an example. Here we see this medium tank here. I know it's different, but please bear with me. This medium tank can cover all of the units that is surrounding it. So let's erase a bunch of these units here. This medium tank is actually able to protect this tank in case, let's say, something attacks in the forest here and they got this tank attacking here. This tank can then pull back, and then this medium tank could come in and then retaliate. So you definitely want to keep your units covered. You do not want to leave any of your units open for a free hit. That really sucks. In specific with Days of Ruin, I would say it's definitely a little more complicated because infantry costs 500 more. Bikes are a unit, they cost 2500, they have 5 movement and can move through most terrain like plains and roads and cities, but shoals and forests, they do slow down a little bit. There are move planners for both Advance Wars by Web and Tiny Wars, so what you could do is that you could practice your openers, find out what works best for you, look at certain ways to capture properties so it matches with your income. Sometimes I would skip cities just to get more coverage, but also skip the certain amount of cities that allows me to get the income for the tank that I would eventually need. And also, I think this one is really helpful. Just look at some games. Just look at some games. Watch some YouTube channels, or you could go to an Advance Wars by Web replay list. You could go through a Tiny Wars replay list and just look at games. Watch at the moves. Look at the moves that certain players make and see why it's good. Why did they decide to skip this city? Why did they decide to build this unit? There's definitely a lot of nuance, a lot of variance that can happen in Advance Wars. So definitely keep those 2 that I mentioned. Remember those. Always cover your units and always build from your bases. Never base skip. The airports don't count. The airports do not count. And thirdly, just start watching games. I think watching games is a great way to indirectly learn from other people, and if you reach out to the community, I am very sure that there are so many people who are willing to teach you how to play Advance Wars. So many people. Because we have maybe a cult following of people, but this cult following of people really loves this game. And there's plenty of people who are willing to just even have a casual game. Casual games, I'm pretty sure, will help you out as well. So then you can see what went wrong and you can learn from there. But most importantly, have fun when you're playing this game. I don't hate this game. I'm not saying I'm not having fun, but making the content for this game just to show it out to more people is why this is what I enjoy doing. I love doing commentary. Thank you so much for showing up, Molly Swag. And without further ado, let us continue on this replay. So we have tanks, bikes, and Invin. And just tanks and bikes coming from Volsung. I'm surprised I missed this mech all the way here. There's no transportation. And there's no lead to even trying to do that. I have actually been trying to play a CPU match on every ranked match just to get a feel for openers. Probably overestimate bikes. Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of terrain. It's an Advanced Wars watcher, but now you want to join? Welcome aboard. There are Discord servers. There are Discord servers. I'd say are the most interesting. Yeah, CJ, dude, I sent you a message. I asked you if you wanted to join me. You didn't respond. I assume you were busy, but that's okay. Yeah, this is actually the first online tournament. Not our first tournament, but the other one. Yeah, I sent you something. I asked you if you wanted to do this. Maybe the next one, assuming my Discord doesn't crash. But yeah, CJ, this is Molly Swag. Molly Swag has been a long time watcher, but they want to play. I did. There's a concert in your area. Not directly your area, but you're probably close enough to go to that concert. I sent you something before that. Come on, CJ. Alright, so... Based, by the way. Thank you. Are you calling me based by VTuber or by... based by VTuber or based by content? But yeah, CJ's my friend, Molly. He does Tiny Wars commentary with me when he gets the chance. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't make it to that concert. But yeah, going back to the game. Looks like we see a somewhat feeble attempt to try to capture this property here. They got that recon here. So I guess I could show you Molly Swag. This is like not the best position for an artillery. Obviously, if the artillery was here, it could protect all these units. But here we have a mech, and this mech can actually cover these units here. We have the tank and the medium tank that could cover the recon, but I would say this is like very, very far out. Even though there's like some intel that the recon can get, it might not be the best move because it's most likely going to die, and then that vision is going to go away, and then how is Volsung going to counterattack? Oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to mention the bikes. Here we see that the bike struggles to go through woods. They take 3 to go through woods, and there are wastelands. They struggle to go through wastelands as well. And the shoals, which we call beaches in Tiny Wars, they take 2 to go through. Whoa, hold on. Neko, welcome. I do exist. I also streamed last week too. You were asking me how I was doing about content, and I'm trying to come back into it. Told you I'm trying to come back into it. Alright, back to the review. So now we see that looks like Volsung, all that desperation for that airport might pay off to get it early, but unfortunately the recon's dead and this capturing infantry is dead. Maybe Volsung is fine with letting these cities go, but yeah, look. I was talking about tanks being so abundant in an Advanced Wars online game. Oh, absolutely, Neko. You are my friend. You're always my friend. No matter how inactive I am, you're always my friend, Neko. Never forget that. So yeah, looks like we have a bunch of tanks down there. And yeah, these 2 cities are secured, and it looks like Rush is gonna get this city as well. That is crazy. Yep, I am a-hole warrior, according to Neko Lolita. Oh man. Alright, it's alright, I just need to pause this real quickly. I'm just on Facecam 2 real quickly. You're gonna stop hearing the music just for a little bit. 1 second, guys and gals. I'm so sorry for this pause. Follow sub to Neko Lolita. She has passed 1,000 subs, and I personally would love to see her continue growing. Really great variety content, but she's my favorite Danganronpa streamer. She's my favorite Danganronpa streamer and part-time Advanced Force streamer. She has yet to play Days of Ruin, but oh man, I would love to see her play it one day. She just needs some good thumbnails. Anyone knows how to make good thumbnails for Neko Lolita for Days of Ruin? Get that going. She probably will play this game. Yeah. Alright. Back to the game. Back to the game. Alright, so we see a feeble attempt from Volsung trying to save their one city, because if they let that city go, they will be 18 to 22. Volsung needs to make something happen. And not to raise alarm bells, but I see 2 artillery creeping in on this gunboat here. Oh boy. Is this about to turn into what I think is gonna happen? Is it? Oh, I know there's some very minor mistake, but this tank could have been able to move an extra 2, but because they moved it first, yeah, small unfortunate thing to see happen. But you know, this is a competitive game. APC, wow. Okay, yeah, we're definitely seeing some kind of HQ rush happening in this game. But yeah, honestly, I props to these guys. This is the round 5. Am I wrong? This is the round 4 tournament. Round 4 tournament game. They've already made really good progress. Now we see a veteran infantry coming from Rush FTK, 20% offense, 20% defense, and yeah, all those tanks down there. That tank can attack that infantry. It doesn't matter to them. They're gonna get it. So I think Rush might acknowledge that they've completely won on this side, and so they're slowly making a small adjustment, trying to get that tank. Oh yeah, absolutely. That is right, Neko. That is right, Neko. But yeah. Turn 18. Let's see how Volsung responds. That artillery at the top right here is definitely going to get some hits in. Who knows? And you did, yes. Alright, so that tank gets trapped, but that's just there to get some intel. That's actually really good intel. Holy crap. They see the infantry. They see the CO unit here. So this tank at 3 life, 19 fuel was actually able to get that intel, which is really good, and they want to move in. That artillery, that mech, those artillery are not in range of. This is in range. How much damage does that do? I gotta see how much damage that does. Okay, hold on. I'm stupid. Hold on. So this is artillery, and then it's trying to attack the black boat. Where's that black boat? It kills it. Oh no. Oh man. And like Rush has all these tanks at the bottom. He needs them up here. Rush is gonna need tanks to. Unfortunately, there's no infantry in range to capture it this turn. The next turn. Rush, it's gonna be close. They might have to go around like this bottom side of the mountain just to be safe, or maybe go through this top side through some of the terrain. Oh man. How is Rush going to respond to this? Rush doesn't see the artillery. He might have seen it go by though. So, okay, let's go. So 3 damage on that medium tank there, killing off that mech. Not going to attack that other medium tank. Oh yeah, and Rush senses it. He sees it. He knows there's a bunch of units up there. He is beelining all of those tanks to the top. Beelining all of those tanks. And he has a veteran tank going up against that medium tank. Wow. Wait. Rush has the power. Rush has their power. Oh man, they're gonna get that side slip or something. Oh man. So here's the funny thing. I think these act as hidden tiles missed on planes. They do hide ground units. Okay, so currently this is all that Volsung currently sees. Doesn't really have any good vision outside of his tanks. So like this is hidden. He should at least know that the CO infantry is down there. Oh man, this is intense. All right, Volsung, it's turn 19. Make your magic. No infantry yet in range to capture that HQ. But maybe Rush might want to kill off everything first. Like those artillery have good targets. Like that. Medium tank comes in because it's the only thing it could hit probably. And then just getting more like charge. Like he's down at 13 because he lost his infantry unit earlier this game. Joins the medium tank. Gets that kill. Oh man. He cannot move the... Could this potentially go down and kill it? Like what could he have possibly done? Could he have like sacrificed like this tank attacks here, hits that, and then this can loop down here and then kill? No, and then wound, and then this tank could come here and kill? That he's sitting on the power. I don't know if he knows that he's on power, but oh man, this is... He needed 3 units, 1 to reveal and 2 to finish it off. Because like tank, anti-air, 2 of those is a guaranteed kill on a on an infantry. Even with 60 defense, that infantry is 100% dead. Alright, so we see pulling back. Is he like... He moves that back as well. He's trying to get these like few... I don't know why I'm pointing my finger. Like these few units here. Trying to get them +1 movement. So he's I guess he's like letting it happen. Because he doesn't know everything there. He's not allowing any attacks. This is actually not that bad from Rush. Because if these are not attacking, then they'll just be as blockers. But as blockers, they know they'll be in for some attacks. So Volsung needs to find a good position next turn. He needs to find a way to defend that 1 infantry. And he does have the bike, the Lee bike right there to give them all +1 movement. So there's potential here. Let's see how Volsung does this. Gets the kill, captures, gets some vision. That's a weak tank though. Transport copter's a bit close, trying to move in. Medium tank it's hidden. Remember, this is hidden. There's no flare currently from Rush, so he needs to reveal that 9 HP medium tank. Not a single recon on that battlefield. Exactly. There were recons, but who needs recons when your HQ is under attack? So he goes for that hit. Another infantry up there. Okay, blocks it off diagonally there. Alright, covers. I think I'd want to see more at the front. More units at the front. But oh no, Rush has the superpower. And I think he's gonna use it. Uses it right away. Alright, +3 on that. +2. Not +3. +2. Okay, gets a hit. Kills. falls back. Tank moves in. Tank gets the hit. Alright. He's getting the kills, but there's like 2 medium tanks. One needs to be exposed. Okay, that medium tank is exposed. Alright, hold on. Is he gonna fight around the medium tanks? Oh no, he's fighting them directly. That might actually kill. Oh my gosh, that's 4 damage. And these are two terrain, but no. That infantry is exposed. Down to 2. So Volsung can capture and then join, and then he needs to get it down to 8. Rush needs to get it down to 8. It is 40 to 25 unit count. Oh my goodness. And it's just artillery and half an anti-air, half a medium tank. Oh man, Volsung, is there do you have a way to deal with this? Hey Sandroid. Hey Kapara. Random Final Fantasy Tactics music. Alright, so he's moving in. Oh wait, no. Did he cap? He didn't capture. That is still at 10. But is it fruitless at this point? Do you have a plan, Volsung? Alright, you're getting kills. APC there. But Volsung doesn't see the artillery that's right there. Alright, so Rush doesn't need to rush, haha. Just needs to inflict 1 damage to that infantry. But I think Rush is in a pretty good spot. No, it is not Sandstroid. It actually isn't. And that infantry is gone. Gets a little bit of vision, kills that infantry. Anti-air breaks through. That other one repairs. That one dies. Hits that artillery. Hits the other artillery. Is he gonna hit the 3rd artillery? No, he's not. He's like, the other 2 were all I needed to deal with. I want to deal with everything else that I'm looking at here. And Rush is rushing in. 42 to 17. Oh, and they capture the radar there too. Currently it's 28,000 to 16,000 in income. Rush has completely ran over his own HQ for its safety. Double artillery, battlecopter, bike, and Volsung trying to get as much damage as they can. It's 46 to 17, gets trapped and resigns on turn 22. Ladies and gentlemen, Rush FDK has won round 4 of the Tiny Wars 1 tournament. Wow, that is pretty close ending there, I will admit. You know, an HQ rush is always exciting to see. So let's see here, going back through the whole game. So they both went with infantry openings and using the power of Lee to walk through the bases and get some captures 4 tiles away. Getting a few of the vehicles going through. I can't really see what went wrong here. So Volsung had an opportunity to just not interrupt, but like just harass some infantry. I don't think it would have done too much. Was able to get some few neutral traps here. I know down here there's definitely some unfortunate like circumstances here. So at the bottom, Volsung actually, so they go for that, and Volsung goes for the 2 captures here. I think maybe the tank. No, the tank didn't even cover. I take that back, because you know it. If you're attacking here, or here, this tank covers. Not down here though, and I don't think a bike would just. It can't even go down here. So technically this tank covered it, but I think Rush just like ignored the tower and just got the kill here. And I think they ended up getting another kill, like over here exactly. And then there was just there were some vehicles up here, and they try to hold it, but then yeah, I think slowly Rush was just getting like free hits off, and then Volsung tried to fight for the top, but then we just keep having this like little back and forth up here, and he was able to funnel out some units here. Rush was able to funnel units out down here as well. Volsung kind of held back a little bit, and unfortunately lost these two cities. But yeah, I think just over time, Volsung, like, I think he thought he was fine down here with these 5 tanks, and then tried to fight in, but then most of them just got first struck, and then a bunch more tanks just came in here. And Volsung tried to go for an HQ rush. Unfortunately, there was no infantry like close to get a turn capture sooner, and then Rush was able to pull his whole army back, and it was way too late for Volsung. But pretty good game, honestly, in my opinion. GG's to both you guys, and congrats to Rush for moving on to round 5 of the tournament. Alright, so just gonna hide this once again for you guys. Let's move on to round 5? Round 5, I think? I have notes. Yeah, round 5. Again, I'm not showing my screen in case it gives away the results of whoever won. I need water. No, I spilled water on my keyboard. No. Crap. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know how that happened. I spilled water on my keyboard. No. No, 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 no. Oh no. That sucks. Dang it. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. Crap. Oh no, that sucks. Oh, you're kidding me. How did this spill water? Oh my goodness. No. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. Fuck. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Dang it. 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 I need more paper towels. I need more paper towels, and then I'm gonna need to see if I can like test to see if the buttons on my keys work. I just don't understand how that even happened. frustrating. I was having a good night too. What did I just do? Oh man, I hate that I just did that. I ended up turning off the game. I'll wipe it again. Probably not the best thing to do. Oh, no. Okay, that's kind of funny. And I got rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so my hope is that it just dries up. Gotta put it in between the keys. I don't know how. Oh man. I don't know how water works, but it's like they just like have little like attachments to each other. Oh man. That's so unfortunate. Oh man, it's funny to kind of think about, like, you know, like me personally right now, I am doing fine financially. I'm doing great actually financially. But it's just like, oh man, it feels so weird to spend money on something just to get a replacement for something you've like already had so much of. Because this technically isn't my first PC. This is my first gaming PC. My first gaming PC, and I have like so much sentimental value with these. Like, my mouse is on a struggle bus because it's has dust underneath the buttons. I got an air cam to try to fix that, but you know, I just want to kind of keep what I have. Like, if I get the chance to upgrade it sometime in the future, I do want to upgrade it, even though I am, like I said, financially stable right now. It's not something I want to spend money on. Not yet, at least. But dang. That really worried me. Okay, alright, let's see here. So my Alt button, Windows works. Okay, so far, all those buttons work. Okay. I think tonight I might just need to, like, turn my keyboard upside down for the night, just so it, like, doesn't, like, any water that could just, like, go away or something. I don't know what the best thing to do is, but oh man, right now I think my keyboard is fine. Right now my keyboard's fine, and I'm glad that's the case. Okay. Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the next game, and then I'm gonna take a short break. So now we're on round 5. Yeah, I just need, there's multiple tournaments, so I just need to go back. Tournament 1, round 5, and yeah, I think this is it. Alright. And I lost Opera. Alright guys and gals, I will be back. I think I've had a little too much water, if you ask me. How do I sound, by the way? Is there like an echo? I need to know if there's like some kind of echo going on. I would hate for that to be the case. Like, if I sound like I'm like doubled, I guess I could go ahead and watch my own stream and do that. Echo, echo. Echo, echo. Okay, I sound fine. I sound fine. I thought I was double mic'd up. That I've had that on accident. It did not sound good. Okay, thank you, Molly Swag. Welcome to the Discord. I will be back. Okay, I think I'm back. Hopefully, should be good. No more spilling water. All right, I think I'm good, mentally and physically. Physically, including my keyboard. I'm really glad all my buttons seem to be working fine. All right. Shadow Raid, okay. All right, I'm getting ready. Alright guys and gals, welcome to round 5 of the Tiny Wars 1 tournament. We are currently reviewing a semi-finals game. Actually, hold on. my headphones sound weird? My headphones get wet too. Oh man, I'm gonna have to cut that part out. Yeah, like, they're dry, nothing. It didn't affect sound, did it? Okay, sounds fine. Sounds fine. I need to do one more thing before I start. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, Highlander. The content has been going pretty good. I just spilled water on my keyboard, so I'm a bit worried about that. Music sounded a little weird to me, but it might just be me. I think we're good right now. So what is this one called again? This is the semifinals. Yeah, semifinals round 5. Round 2, round 3, round 4, round 5, 6. Okay. Alright, guys and gals, welcome to round 5, the semifinals of the Tiny Wars Tournament 1. We are currently looking at a semifinals game between Bleak Horizon and Rush FTK on the map Raid Shadow Light. Now, just kidding. It's just, the map is just called Shadow Raid. Don't believe me, it's right here. It's actually designed by Rush FTK himself. Yeah, Shadow Raid. So this is looks like a base light map. We got a base here surrounded by mountains and kind of blocked off by a meteor. We got an isolated base here that's by the airport. A bunch of wastelands and forests in the middle. We have pre-captured cities too here. We have a radar that's off to the side, and we have like these little temporary radars by these recons with no fuel, so they cannot move, but they can see, and they actually grant vision of like anything that comes straight out of the mountains going forward, not the ones towards the center. So yeah, very tight map. A little gimmicky with the recon here, acting as a destroyable radar. But yeah, it kind of makes sense why it's called Shadow Raid, because it's like, you know, the recon is like here to like stop any potential raids that might happen. I don't know. I like the name. I really do like the name of the map. Alright, so we have our 2 COs here. We actually have a rebalance CO, which Tiny Wars is kind of known for, rebalancing some of their COs and adding custom COs, as was seen in round 4. So here we have Calder. Calder isn't a Tiny Wars rebalance per se. He's already been rebalanced from the start. Originally, I think he had a zone radius of 4, currently halved to 2, and all units in the CO zone have 25-25, and has a 2 HP repair to all units inside the zone. Really, really strong. Does cost money, but everything is halved. I'm pretty sure it's zone radius of 4, 50-50, and heals for 5, I think is the original one. Obviously, that sounds insane, so that's why it's not given to Calder in that way. And he has no scop, just like in the game. So all he does is just repairs in units in range of the CO zone. That does not expand. So now we have Gauge Plus. Gauge is one of those characters that was actually buffed for the sake of balance in Tiny Wars. Here you can see they have a zone radius of 3 in this game, and they have plus 10% offense, 10% defense, and 20% offense and defense to all indirect and naval units. So definitely a naval-ish kind of commander, but I think him and Greyfield, two of the naval, I would consider them naval commanders. I think the devs of Advance Wars already understood how bad naval is in Advance Wars, and there's also not a lot of naval maps, but there are some maps that allow for air units, so I guess they're like, alright, we gotta make them good somehow. So they made Greyfield good with battlecopters, and they made Gauge good with indirects. Greyfield's more defensive, Gauge is more offensive in terms of naval combat. But right now he just has a 30%, 20% for his indirects in the context of this game. And they all get +2 max range whenever they pop the power. So we have, I guess I could possibly see like some of these units like start to ball up. You know, balling up for Gauge for all the indirect coverage, and balling up for Calder for all the repairs. Alright, so that's the intro. That's our introduction for this semifinals game. Let us begin. Bleak Horizon. Infantry, bike, and waits with the recon. Hilariously. So here we see the immediate capture going for Rush here. They did have the first infantry, so that does help them out a little bit. But yeah, they're going here. Could have gone here, but I think going here easily makes it here, or put it here and then go for the city capture. This bike can actually go for either the airport or the city, or 2 other cities in 1 turn. Really cool to see. Oh wow, immediately we're seeing the turn 2 CO Calder. And did they move in a way where they couldn't be spotted? They moved in a way where they couldn't be spotted, because this recon actually can spot anything on this mountain. We're looking at that right now. And yeah, we're getting the early airport out of Rush here. So let's see. They immediately go for that capture, but I think Rush might look at that and be like, okay, that's not worth capturing. But they're setting up the attack. Unfortunately, he will not have the vision because that city will be captured. So we see both of them going for the bike immediately, and immediately the center has been captured by Bleak Horizon. 7 to 6,000. Bike unfortunately cannot reach, and they just decide to go for the safe, or like the less threatening interrupt here. Only would have been 20 defense. This is at 65 defense and 45 offense. Calder's weird. Calder is weird. Not my favorite CO to go up against personally. Now, does Bleak feel comfortable going for this attack? And they do. Artillery, first vehicle out of Bleak here. Let's see how Bleak responds. So they don't go for the attack and they forfeit the middle city. Okay. Alright, income isn't too different so far. And Bleak had to make a little repair there. He's basically like a walking city. Good artillery spot. Goes out as far as it can, and it can start shooting either of these. So That is scary. Maybe that's why Rush went for Gauge, because you know, they get the artillery boost, kill a meteor in 2 turns. Or because it's so congested, they have the artillery usage there. And here we actually see like the recon getting a lot of intel. Probably gonna go for a bang, bang, bang. And then this can go for that. Really nice. And then maybe go for this one here after they capture the radar with the chain. Or maybe they send that tank over to the right, who knows. Oh my goodness. And it's already dead. Meteor's already gone. And they have the copter instead of a tank. Because they know what they see. Now does the, copter can actually attack this. But it's not, it's a hidden tile, so they're going to need to get the vision off of that. Boom, gets the hit. Unfortunately misses out on like 6 charge from Rush. But you know, that's okay. And Rush not feeling safe for this city. They want to get this a day sooner rather than this. I can understand that. Alright, so artillery is moving in and that tank moves in as well. Everything in that zone is 25-25. And in this position, I don't think Rush wants to attack. Well, yeah, sure. Artillery goes in, hits that tank, then this tank comes in and is protected by that. But then there's a copter here. And the mech. However, he can only be attacked by one of them. Just one of them. Because the mech can't loop around, copter cannot loop around. But in fog games, you see these like plays, and they kind of look obvious, but in hindsight, they don't have the intel that we have right now. So I can arrogantly and confidently say they could do something like that, but Rush doesn't know that. And like most people we've seen in this tournament do not have the same information that we do, so of course it's not going to make a play like that. Actually, so they do something different. They avoid the mech, but they put themselves on a road in range of an artillery. And this artillery, need I remind you, 25 boost. And there's no comm tower on this map, I just realized as well, so yeah. How badly is this tank gonna get hit? Anti-air? Really nice anti-air. I think that might be a free hit for that copter. 6 damage, wow. Nope, not a free hit. But that copter is revealed to the opponent. I know Rush sees that copter. Could have moved it back a little bit, but it probably exposed, would have blocked that infantry trying to cross the mountain. So Rush gets one zone expansion actually, currently at 35. So yeah, the only energy rating we have to worry about is just Rush. Bleak doesn't even worry about that. Bleak is getting their radar captured though. No, yeah, getting the radar capture. Rush is losing their radar, but they got one on the other side. Nice of them. And they're like moving in pretty deep. Oh man, Rush needs a flare. He needs a flare. I think that's what could do him good. So he saves the radar. Oh no, gets trapped. Unfortunate. Doesn't kill the copter. So that copter can just do shenanigans, I guess. And flare is super important, but Rush does not want to have that flare on the base. Rush would want that off the base and then start firing. Yeah, all these congested areas sounds good for Rush, but then there's like Rush right now just does not have the intel. And here we have the swap, and we actually see a repair. Oh wait, hold on. So what was that? I thought I healed for 2. Thought it would have been like 20 or something. I need to go back for that. Oh, it did heal for 2. Just a really low 2. It's at 30 right now. he was probably at 10 specifically. So yeah, it's at 2 because of the counterattack. My mistake, guys and gals. And again, just moving in and just kills the range. Now, while Rush does have this radar, looking at his POV, Rush does have this radar, and all these other properties do give him vision, but it is scary to just lose your free vision like that. All right, Rush, let's see what you do here. All right, moves up. Actually has the full charge. Wow, I am impressed. Oh, and he actually was able to get that, and by leaving the flare, leaves the flare on the base, forcing himself to base skip. But I think he feels pretty confident that there's like no bike in range to try to swoop in for that HQ rush, HQ attack, HQ push, HQ capture. But he's just, you know, 2 copters in the area. He that bike on that HQ and the HQ itself are completely fine. Weakens the 2 mechs in the center, and then he comes in with his own mechs like, yo, what's up? We outnumber you 20-2. So tries to save the city, gets that hit, reveals one of the mechs, all those tanks there, like what do you even do? And is gonna have to pull back. Yeah, DOR mechs are amazing. Like they said, they only cost 2,500, and he's able to get that tank kill, and he reveals the CO unit. He reveals it. And he's actually gotten all those units in range for that special defense, and he builds a duster. Wow. I guess he got really tired of like some of the air units here. And yeah, that CO unit is just hiding. It will stay hidden. It could die this turn. But is Rush going to commit to that? Because he's not taking away any charge, he's just taking away repairs. And here we see on the right side, Rush has not been able to do much. Alright, so that is gone. I wonder if Rush is going to make an attempt to kill the CO unit. So that's 75 defense. Alright, so tries to pull back, trying to stay safe. Just trying to hunker down. Builds a rocket. You gotta love the indirects, man. Alright, so CO unit runs away and is completely safe, surrounded by a bunch of units that he is able to constantly keep buffing and constantly repairing. Copters are moving down. We got the anti-air. We got the T-copter too. Wow, T-copter. Alright, so unfortunately it's too late. Rush can no longer attack the unit. Gets the flare and base skips again. Just getting that rocket hit. If that rocket was in the CO zone, it actually might kill the mech, which is really interesting. Yeah, Rush needs to move the rocket if he wants to avoid base skipping, but the counter attack at the end is on the left end. It's going crazy. I'm surprised that second meteor. Okay, there we go. Now that we're seeing that second meteor taking damage, move that artillery in range. I think it just one shots it at this point. So right now, turn 24 to 21. About 10,000 difference between the two. Hey, Buster! Welcome to the live Tiny Wars tournament replay commentary. I'm doing the streamer content route where they record a game and then they upload it to YouTube. I am shamelessly admitting my YouTube plans right now. And if it has worked, thank you for subscribing and welcome to the channel. Now we see an attempt to capture a city up top. Hopefully Rush is trying to just gain some control, trying to even out that income too. Because like I think the only thing that's making that income difference is this one city here. And also it's gonna get a little bigger because they are capturing this. Okay, alright. I'm gonna do this. Actually, hold on, let me just... And they're gonna do this. I do also gotta remember, I gotta kind of be quiet. Let me know how that sounds. buddy. So not capturing it yet. Wow, right in the face of that duster. Right in the face of that duster. And they're capturing another property. And just so you guys know, this HQ is not as like dangerous. Like it's not as in danger because there's a shoal here and it doesn't look connected to the bridge. But yeah, I could just drive up to the bridge. Don't ask me how that works. Because like visually, this bridge is just driving straight into the mountain here, and then and then we have like this tank that it could just go just straight to there, just straight to there. All right. All right, we got that artillery. Covering the artillery. Although this artillery can actually go hit that, and we got the missiles. Rush doesn't know there are missiles there. Rush doesn't know. And looks like we see Rush just hunkering back, like hopefully getting, like hopefully baiting. Oh wow, this bait actually kind of worked, and he's actually getting the attack in. Cool. And maybe this artillery could kill that recon. I don't know if that recon was even able to see that artillery. Probably didn't. So might be a nasty surprise for Bleak Horizon there. How much are these meteors even damaged at all? 99 to 84. Wow. Rush hasn't done any of that yet, and we got the missile just hunkering down here hilariously. And yeah, here we obviously see that Bleak has not seen this artillery. I get so tripped up by funky terrain on some maps. Ricer noodles. Yeah, dude, I love ricer noodles. That's a map that okay, I'll just reveal a little bit. He just was asking me when he was starting out Days of Ruin Tiny Wars. He was asking me if there was a naval map that both of us could play. I showed him one, and he's like, "I'm already in a ranked game with that one. I just want to play a different map." And I'm like, "All right." I picked ricer noodles. Got absolutely bodied by him. Actually, it was a little bit back and forth, but he liked the game so much that he asked me to do he asked if he would do a replay, if he can do a replay of that game. I let him do that, and yeah, honestly, I do give Degis a lot of props for helping my channel grow, because when he played his first Tiny Wars game, he gave me that shout out and like shouted out my tournament that I was doing. So if like anyone wanted to watch more Days of Ruin, they could go to my channel. I am very thankful for not only Deej, but a lot of people in the Advanced Wars community for helping me get to where I am right now. And I am trying to pick up off of that momentum by continuing making content here. But yeah, little preview story there. Defends the base. We gotta pause again. Dude, we got a bomber. We got a bomber! Look at that beautiful freaking bomber! I love bombers. I love bombers. They're so hype. They're so hyped to see. They're so hyped to see. Alright, Rush, let's see what you got. Uses the power. Dang. Gets one tank kill. Unfortunately, does not get that repair. Days of Ruin music is amazing. Okay, does not get too much off the power. Was able to get a tank kill and maybe a few hits that I missed, but that HQ is super safe from Rush. Rush, I think, kind of needs Bleak to make a mistake, and that bomber just goes, hey, you know, clear the way. That city's at 13. He's not going to make that capture. Flares this area, looks like. Gets that meteor hit. Yeah, Bleak is a little more flexible than Rush here because he has both the meteors gone. We have an 84 meteor here, and we have a untouched meteor here. Rush, I think Bleak already knows that Rush has a bunch of indirects, so he can just go ahead and, like, you know, maybe hit these meteors, and it might not reveal too much. Maybe you might know a little bit more, depending on how in-depth Bleak looks into replays. Alright, so that Duster is just getting vision. and we still just have units slowly trying to move over. Currently the income is 22,000 to 16,000, and we just have Rush. Looks like he wants to maybe get that radar spot. He just gets another hidden hit. Unfortunately, I think that artillery is going to be exposed and gone. Rip. Rip. And I think Bleak just confidently can say that there's no anti-air coming out of that right side base coming from Rush. I don't know if Rush even knows Bleak has that missile. Oh, and we have a resign on Bleak's turn. I think Rush saw this live, and then I think when he saw that, oh, you know, his rocket's been revealed, I think he just kind of realized it's a fruitless attempt to fight back. But yeah, GG's Rush, GG's Bleak. Bleak, you are going to the grand finals. All right, so let's see what happened here. Yep, salute to Rush. Rush is really cool. I like talking to Rush. So yeah, we have the immediate turn to Calder. I almost called him Stolos. I got that EU blood in me or something. I don't know. I don't know if I have any EU blood in me at all. I don't know what the heck I just said. I don't know what the heck I just said. But yeah, we have like a very ambitious Rush. Gets the head on the income. And we see Rush trying to fight back, but that, oh, it's so strong. And then that mech can reinforce, can cover in that one specific turn. And it's going to be a plus 25 mech. So, yeah, here we see, like, you know, they're both expanding out, getting the properties off on the side. I definitely could see Rush going for this and then doing this. But, yeah, Rush also lost his property as well. And then I feel like it just kind of snowballed from there. And then Rush moves in, just try to get some kills. And then I think eventually, like, you see him push in, and then he slowly makes his next objective, capturing the radar on the side here. And then actually gets that. And then he was able to get the radar and maybe a few properties off on the side. And like also the copters were a lot earlier too for Bleak. Bleak just already has a bunch of copters. And yeah, I think Bleak just played really solid, and Rush did his best. You know, it's just really hard to try to get these properties here. I don't know how similar Gauge is to Advance Wars Grit, because I know Grit does not care about income. He just cares about like getting those kills. I think Calder is really strong. This is, I don't know exactly what made Rush lose his game, but me personally, I will vouch Calder is strong as hell. And also I did say Bleak was also breaking the meteor, so he definitely had a lot more flexibility moving into the center than Rush did. And then like Rush just had to hunker down, and it was just too much. So Rush has made it to like 4th place, I think. 4th or 3rd place. Congratulations, Rush. And Bleak, you have made it to the grand finals. And the grand units properly. Yes, he is insane. Alright, guys and gals, we are finally at the grand finals of the Tiny Wars Tournament 1. Oh man, I wanted to do this for so long. We are currently on round 6, which is the grand finals, and we are looking at Bleak Horizon versus Plague. If you don't know who Plague is one of the best players in the game. He's transitioned to Advanced Wars. He didn't fully transition. He plays both Advanced Wars and Days of Ruin, but he started with Days of Ruin, and he's an amazing player in Days of Ruin. But yeah, Plague. A lot of people have no Plague at this point. Bleak Horizon, even back then when this tournament was happening, Bleak Horizon has made it to the top 2. We saw him, I guess, surgically take out Rush in the previous game. So now we are looking at All Roads Lead to Seoul. All Roads Lead to Seoul, yeah. Ignore the number there. All Roads Lead to Seoul. Baselight map. 1 airport. 1 radar. No comm towers. 4 cities in the corner. I do not know why that is there, but they're just there, and holy crap, that's funny. Just these temp ports, they don't really do anything. Funny story, Greyfield got buffed, and Greyfield's buff allows him to build units off of temporary ports, and like airports included, if he uses the power. So I just think it's really funny that buffed Greyfield is the only CO who can build seaplanes in this game. Actually, no, he can build seaplanes with a temp airport. But then he could build a carrier, and then he could build a seaplane. But at that point, why are you not building seaplanes? You could just build, like, a rig, which is an APC, into an airport. But yeah, let's side tangent over. So we have like these 4 diamond-ish mountains here, which kind of splits the corner from the center, vertically and horizontally. Or is this horizontal? Yeah, horizontally and vertically. They're open. Just a bunch of terrain in the middle. Map income does not support carriers, but yeah, in theory. Oh man, I need to play this game again. I really do. Although I did play some games and I ranked up a little bit recently. But yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at the COs. Bleak Horizon is playing as the daughter, Tabitha. Boarding cause zone radius of 0, so it just only buffs the 1 unit in the zone. However, that is a very cracked unit in that zone. 60% offense, 60% defense, including the veteran bonus 80. It's really hard to get the charge, but just that 1 unit is so strong. And then we have the Scop, which, let's be honest, it's a really insane Scop. It's really cool, but let's be honest, Tabitha wants to keep that zone of 1 or 2. At that point, they could just snowball and probably win the game from there. So the main way to beat Tabitha is to not let her get any hits in. You do not want her to get that 1 zone, because if you do, it's a very scary death ball. Alright, and we're going back to Calder. We just had Calder in the last game, zone radius of 2. Almost everything's been cut in half. They're the CO that can repair, the only one that can repair using the CO zone. Burner's the only other CO who can repair, who can heal, but uses the Scop to do that. And of course no Scop. So we have the daddy-daughter battle here in the grand finals. We got Bleak Horizon, who's made it to the grand finals of this tournament, and we have Plague, who is probably the #1 player. Doesn't mean that they're guaranteed to win the game. Who knows? A lot of interesting chains here for both infantry and bikes. So without further ado, let us begin the grand finals of the Tiny Wars Tournament 1. Oh, I love Tabitha's music. We're not going to hear it for long though. Double infantry, that's all they can afford, nothing too special. Plague here gets the infantry start, immediately going for that property. Going for that same property, and interesting, we see Bleak Horizon here going for the city here. Actually, if I pause on his turn, we would hear the music, but Bleak Horizon's going for this city instead of this city. Usually you'd think you want to go for the closer and then the further one. In the context of going up, this is the further one, but I think Bleak Horizon is prioritizing getting this early, and then he can sooner get himself here and capture either of these 2 cities much sooner than going for this back and then going forward. Much sooner. Although there's an infantry that could go here and then immediately capture that, but we will see. Alright, Bleak Let's see what you do. Okay, then goes for the back. I kind of predicted that. And in two turns, an infantry can capture one of these properties, and then it could go here. It's going to be very interesting to see where these players fight and prioritize, because the bases are so far away. I could maybe imagine this base being stronger up here, and this base being stronger going down here, because they have the airport, which is an additional production tile that both of these players can utilize. And I think air units are also very strong here, because they could just fly over the mountains, and they could just actually fly behind the mountains to be safe from any anti-air, which is currently the cheapest way to deal with another air unit, an opposing air unit. Alright, so we have the first bike actually coming from Plague up top. Let's see what he does with that bike. Probably gonna send it to capture these two properties. I just love her music so much. Double bike coming from Bleak Horizon. And we have the airport capture here. I can totally see this infantry just going here and just start capturing it, because it's like an insane number of cities. I don't even know why that's there. I think in the original it's just pipe seams. No, or just pipes. So it's just like a corner of the map they just got rid of. In Days of Ruin here. Who's the creator of this one? Mori. So Mori just decides to go, screw it, let's just let's just make it more interesting. I think in the context of Days of Ruin. Oh, he's actually going for a double back here. Skipping the airport, wow. Okay, maybe having the bike going for it, but yeah. I think in the context of Days of Ruin, infantry is more expensive, so I guess in a way just kind of evens out. You just need to send something back there to go get them. Alright, we have our first tank coming from Bleak Horizon on the south base. Interesting to see, just a little bit. Although, actually, hold on. This airport can actually fly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in 2 turns can immediately go fight. So, man, it's just, I feel like you could be flexible with this map. It's so weird to think about. Maybe that's the stronger way to go. Instead of these airports going north or south, they'd rather go east or west. How do I do that thing where I... Yeah, they could go east and then this could go west. That might be stronger. But there's only 4 properties in the center. Maybe 8 or 10, depending how you look at it. 6, maybe 6 or 8 properties, depending how you look at it. Whoa! We're immediately seeing a medium tank there. Wonder what Bleak is planning here. Are they gonna make the medium tank? Put Tabitha in the medium tank, or... Oh, who knows? Bleak, where are you taking this? And the third thing, I thought Bleak would just put the tank on the HQ because he wanted to save funds for... Save 3,500? Who knows? Alright, so we have the first city captured by Plague in the back. So we got the radar, and we got double artillery. I failed to mention that. Double artillery coming from Plague. Triple artillery and a tank from Plague. What is Plague doing? What? Congratulations, Plague, for being the Tiny Wars 1 champion. Oh, that is so disappointing. Oh, man. Congratulations, Plague. Oh, man. Am I really going to end the stream like that? I'm ending the stream like that. I have to end the stream like that. But, yeah, there's definitely more tournaments that we can go through here. Hopefully it'll be a lot more fleshed out because I might as well just like pull this up. Hopefully it's a little more. Actually, no, I just turned it off. It's blocking me. Hopefully it's gonna be more fleshed out because I have more time to look at the actual games and see which one I want to do. As you guys saw, I only did one round at a time. Round 1, round 2. Well, that's already on my channel. Round 3 was in this stream, and then the rest of the rounds kind of went there just to show off the maps, just to show off some of the players and the most interesting games from each of those rounds. But dang, that is, man, ran out of time. That's so tragic. Man, but not to sell either player short. Like, both Plague and Bleak are really good players in my opinion. I have a lot of respect for both of them. Oh man, what a strange way to end the stream. It was getting so exciting too. Oh man. Crap. Well, I think that'll do it here. It is currently 2:30 a.m. I'm getting back into streaming. I'm really happy that I am, and I think my keyboard survived the soaking. I'm more self-conscious when I drink water now. No, none of these games were live. I think they had 3 full days. They had 72 hours to play their game. Unfortunately, that is what happens in some Advance Wars games. It is unfortunate that there are just some people who are too busy with their personal lives that they cannot spend time to play Advance Wars. And like high-level Advance Wars, the players take a lot of time. But Molly Swag, please do not get discouraged by something like that. It's just crap that happens. That's the best way I could describe it. Crap happens. Things happen. Shit zoos happen. But yeah, no, it definitely was not live. Me and 2 other people at the time were like the committee of the tournaments. Like, we picked the maps and then we set up the rules. The rules were 72 hours. Oh man. But yeah, I've kind of gotten out of touch out of tournaments because I'm busy with personal life, that I didn't really know how this tournament ended, or I forgot how this tournament ended. But yeah, this is tournament 1. There's more tournaments. I'll just read the rest just to interest you. We have tournament 1. We have tournament 1. Then we have tournament 2. We called it Standard in Summer. Tournament 3 is Autumn Shade. Tournament 4 was a War Chest tournament. Oh man, I know Buster is going to be excited for that one. And then we have Springtime Showdown, which is the 5th tournament, and we have the 6th current tournament, Autumn Onslaught. So there's been a total of 7. I want to run another tournament, but I need to I have a bunch of other things that I want to do that is just so hard to even try to get it out. I wanted to do one for the winter season, but unfortunately we won't be getting that. I had to do something about that. It is unfortunate that we had to. Unfortunately, it's like way too late to set up a winter tournament, but I'm sure the people in the community would be really excited to join any tournament. Yeah, I'm sure the people in the community would be looking forward to any tournament that we announce. And I want to do something special for the next one here. But yeah, I think guys and gals, I think that is all I will be doing for tonight. 2.5 hour stream. Got some 4 games. Crazy. Hey Big Joe, thank you. I know it's you, Big Joe. It says Big Joe. I'm happy to see you. I really am. Stream is about to end. It just ended very abruptly in a very unfortunate way. But this is what I'm trying to do with the channel now. I'm trying to stream content, and then I can make videos off that content, and then maybe just to make some shorts. Just to be hilarious. But yeah, I am going to cut it here, guys and gals. I appreciate every single one of you who showed up. Even people who haven't showed up now. I know they've supported me. I'm always thankful for that. And yeah, I think this is gonna be it right here, guys and gals. I am Advanced Warrior. You all have my warmest regards. Please take care.